Whenever
We
you're
live?
ready, we can start rocking and rolling with the questions.
Are we live right now?
We live.
All right. So we are live here with my brother Don, energized by Don. I'm making this exclusive OnlyFans content for the people who subscribe. The whole point of me making an OnlyFans is to give you guys my value. I have extremely valuable conversations with high level elite people in the world. And I figured it's like we have all of these great conversations and I'm big on community and building. And I'm like, well, why not create a platform where I can give people my value? So for those who have subscribed, I got somebody very valuable here that I've learned a lot from. And he has some very valuable information for you guys. A lot of things that we talk about and the conversations that we have is mind blowing. Like, I'm a lot older than him. And a lot of the things that he says to me, I'll be like, wow, like, how did you even think of that? You know what I'm saying? So he has some concepts that we're gonna go about just on some life things, some self development things, your personal journey. Everybody's going on a journey. The people that are watching us right now are subscribed to this channel because you're on some type of journey. You're on some type of business journey, some type of development journey, some type of journey of discovery, something of something. And I just want this to be a value for you, just to give you a different perspective to think about how this world and life works. So I'm gonna let Don give you guys a little, let him give you a little info about him and who he is and why he's on this channel and how he connected with me. And we're gonna dig into some very, very, very valuable information to you guys. So I'll go ahead and let you take it from here, Don.
Thank you. I appreciate that, family. And I appreciate you having me on here. I'm Don, like Mercer has said, and 23 years old. Ain't nobody super special besides the wisdom and gifts that I have to share with this world. And I'm here today with you all to share a mindset mastery class or thing or theory I came up with. You can see it's still in the rough draft phase, but we've cultivated enough information to where we can produce it and put it out to the public. And what I am here to share with you guys today is that we've all just been lied to, straight like that. Um, in many different ways, and that's very general. So you may say, "Hey, Don, how have I been lied to?" Well, you've been lied to because growing up in America, because that's what I can specifically speak on, we've been sold the dream that we can have whatever we want in this lifetime, and that's not the case. You cannot have whatever you want through working hard. You cannot manifest whatever you want, and the world is not yours.
Okay,
Straight like
okay.
that.
No, wait, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop. So you mean to tell, so what you're telling me right now is all the stuff that we read in The Secret, all of this meditation, all of this consciousness, all of this, we can have whatever we want and we can manifest whatever you want. You're going to sit here and tell me that that's not true.
I'm going to tell you, they gave you snippets of the truth. They gave you crumbs, not the whole thing. And they sold you something to get revenue sales, but they didn't tell you what's really going to be popping in alignment with what you need to do in life and what we need to accomplish. So it's not 100% accurate. I say it's maybe about 50%.
50% accurate. So what part of manifestation, meditation, just thinking about things and making them appear in your life, what 50% of that is accurate versus what 50% is not accurate?
I'll start by saying this. When we're young, we're told you can have whatever your heart's desire is so long as you work hard enough for it. But oftentimes, in pursuit of a goal, we find ourselves in a repetitive cycle of frustration. Why is that? Because the same thing that you're wanting to manifest in your life is not meant for you. That's why you can't have it. And what I've come up with is a system to figure out what you can have and what is in the bounds of your grasp, because not everything is. If my arm only extends 4 feet, I can't grab something 5 feet away from me, no matter how hard I try to manifest. And that's how life works.
So
And
you're saying it's just in our cards and our human design that some things are just not going to be possible for us no matter how hard we want to manifest it.
there's going to be a lot of things that aren't possible, most definitely. But there's also going to be things that are possible. The things in terms of when you read the books like The Secret and certain manifestation books that they talk about you can have, are things that well, the reason why I say they're 50% right is because these things are things that are in alignment with your human design. See, we've been sold that 100% of what we want to attract to us is through manifestation, meditation, and hard work. But it doesn't matter how hard you go in those areas if what you're pursuing isn't in alignment with your human design and purpose for which you were sent here on this earth to complete.
Okay, so I know our audience is watching, like, okay, this all sounds interesting. So I can't manifest what I want to manifest. Okay, cool. And then also, we keep saying stuff about human design. So I'm always going to speak for the consumers and for the viewers. I want everybody to have maximum value from any video that we watch. So, what is human design exactly? What is that concept?
Well, human design basically is not a super new concept that I've came out with. It's actually been around. It was cultivated, I believe, by a Japanese scientist, and it was created in 1988 or the 1990s. I apologize if I don't get the exact date, but it's something that's fairly recent, not super recent, but fairly recent. And it's similar to astrology, but not exactly. It's a combination of biology uh, and genetics to figure out what you were designed to do in this life in this lifetime. So, for example, they have categories called profiles, authorities, and not selves. And just to break down what those mean is a profile is who you are as a person. So, for an example, when I got my birth time and my birthday and my location, I plugged it into a format system to figure out what my profile was. I found out that I was a 5 and 1 profile, which means that I am a heretic investigator. And that's in terms of the heretic investigator part, that shows through me now knowing what I am, what I can do in this lifetime. So, for example, if I know I'm a lion, I know I can hunt zebras, but I know that me having a leafy green diet may not be the best for me because I'm a lion. It's the same thing with my 5 and 1 profile. If it says I'm this, then why would I chase something that is not for me? Even if someone told me I can manifest it, I can't have it because it's not in alignment with who I am. So that's the basis of the profiles. When you move to your authority, it tells you what you're ran by. So, for example, my authority is ran by my sacral chakra. Therefore, that means whenever I have to make decisions, instead of me using my mind, that's a whole nother thing we can get into where we're lied to, where we trust our thoughts. But instead of me using my mind, I use my stomach and my sacral chakra because that's where the sacral chakra is located in your stomach. But I use my stomach to dictate whether in the moment I'm going to respond a yes or no to whatever is presented to me. And then the last thing that I'll go over as far as human design is displayed is also you're not self. It tells you what repetitive emotion you continuously come to when you are not living in your true purpose. So, for example, my not self, who I am when I'm not me, is frustration. So, when I'm not living in alignment with my true, proper human design, the one feeling that I always face is a sense of frustration. So just to reiterate real quick, because I did forget one thing. I'm a 5 and 1 profile, which means I'm a heretic investigator. And the last thing I forgot to include is that I'm also a generator, which means I'm someone who has an abundance of energy and tends to manifest just by the things that I attract to myself throughout this lifetime because I generate so much energy. People, things, certain individuals, opportunities are attracted to me because they love my life source of energy. So when I say all these things of human design, I know all these concepts may sound very new to you all, but all of these, me knowing all of this about myself shows me what I can and can't do throughout my lifetime. You know, if
Oh,
go ahead.
like I said, like you said, this definitely can be like rocket science to people. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? So let me know how your new awareness of human design actively changed certain things in your life. Like, let's just say, certain things that you were doing that you were frustrated with that wasn't working, no matter how hard you tried. And then you found out little sections in your human design on how you work and how you made the adjustment to actually apply some real life changes, because I know you've made real life changes based off of what you learned from human design. So let's give the people some real life examples of how you gained a higher awareness of things in your human design, how you applied it, and how the new shift is here.
Okay, most definitely. I'll start off. I'll give two examples. I'll give in a random. I'll give a random example, and then I'll also give an example myself. The first example that I'll use is, let's say you got someone who's pursuing basketball. They can be 5'4". Now, I'm not the tallest guy out here, but I have decent height, about 6'1". I could play basketball if I wanted to. That's a lot better than being 5'4". But let's say someone out here is 5'4", no matter what. They went to all the AAU games. They shine. They ate up on the court. They got a whole bunch of points, score buckets. Um, they train hard every day. They work hard and grind towards their craft in hopes of one day going to the NBA. Now, we know based off of the height of the NBA, they not just taking applications for people who are 5'4", no matter how much you saw some people up on the court. It does not matter because of your height. So the more that that person who's 5'4" pursues the dream that they are so deeply attached to in their mind, because we listen to our mind, which is very misleading, their dream that they're so attached to, which is to be in the NBA, they reach disappointment the more and more they chase it, because it's not in alignment and things aren't turning out in the fashion of which they want it. All throughout their life, like I said, we've been told you can have whatever you want as long as you work hard and manifest towards it. They putting in all this work on the court, but still not seeing the results because they're going against what they were designed to do in this lifetime. Though their dream may be to be the best NBA player, they may be just an inkling off. They may not be meant to be the best NBA player. They may be meant to be the best NBA coach. But because they're being stubborn and wanting to pursue that dream and they don't know their design, which is I'm 5'4", well, then they're always going to reach a point of frustration because they're not living in alignment with who they're designed to be, no matter how hard you're working. It doesn't matter how hard I exercise. I'm never going to be able to fly like a bird, plain and simple. So now getting to myself and how this applies, me being a 5-in-1 profile, what that means is that I am a leader, I'm a problem solver, I'm a teacher, and my purpose is transpersonal. When you have a transpersonal purpose, that means you need to deal with other individuals and interact with other human beings to reach proper fulfillment in life. And also, what I've learned about me having a 5-in-1 profile is that my purpose is to give people practical solutions to life. I will not truly be fulfilled if I don't give people practical solutions to life as a leader, and if I do not, not only and if I don't work with others. The frustration, my not self that I was facing in life, which made me realize I was going against my human design when I started doing some research and self work, was that I, and this is just all honesty, we keeping it raw and honest. Over the years, I got upset dealing with a couple of human beings. As you grow, sometimes you run into shady individuals, sometimes you run into good individuals. But I had picked up a very negative attitude towards a large majority of society and chose to, with that attitude, become more reclusive, like a hermit, and just stay in my apartment all day. I would go just to and from work and the gym maybe, but outside of that, I wouldn't really interact with that many individuals. And I kept reaching a point of, what were you going to say?
Also, when you discovered that that wasn't in your human design, what did that change in you?
Um, well, how it kind of happened is I kept reaching a point of frustration, like over and over again. I couldn't, no matter how many blessings I received, no matter how good things were, no matter how much value I had in my life at that time, I just wasn't truly happy. And when I started doing some research on how I was living my life like a hermit, I tried to construct myself to be a certain type of way, which was to not deal with people. And we can train ourselves to do whatever, but that doesn't mean we're supposed to do it. Yet again, you can be 5'4" and train yourself to be the best basketball player ever, but you may be meant to be the best coach ever. So through doing research and learning about myself, I realized, okay, you having a transpersonal purpose, you cannot reach full fulfillment or happiness in life by being alone. There's some people where their human design requires them to be alone. They can go off in the mountains and meditate and be in solitude in the forest or whatever, and they'll reach true fulfillment. But me, I can never reach my highest peak of myself unless I'm interacting with other individuals in a practical manner where I'm helping people in whatever facet that is. So I took this knowledge and I changed my attitude, and I opened up my heart again to receive and interact with other human beings, and my life has been excellent since. I stopped trying to fight that dream of I'm going to reach true enlightenment by being in complete solitude and cutting everybody off, because I realized time and time again I kept getting hurt, not them, because I was not living in alignment with who I'm supposed to be, which is a 5-in-1 heretic investigator generator profile with a sacral authority with the not self of frustration. Like I said, that's a mouthful, but that is just all to say
It's a
purpose.
mouthful.
My purpose is transpersonal, and I have to interact with other people. And when I stop fighting that and I finally let people in, I reach true fulfillment and happiness.
That's deep. That's deep. I like to give an example of is not me necessarily going by my profile, my human design profile to get enlightenment, but I'm just giving an example for the people that's watching. A lot of us are trying to push to go on this journey, and it's an interesting dynamic because it's like, do we keep pushing because it's what we feel like we're destined to do, and the challenges that come, are these challenges that come, are they obstacles for us to push ourselves to the next level, or are those real blockages from the universe saying, you know what, this ain't really for you? And it's very interesting because we get these challenges and we push, but sometimes the universe is like, nah, that ain't it, that ain't it, that ain't it. But you just some people think like, well, these are just the challenges and the obstacles that it's going to take to get to the top. I'm gonna let you know when I have my realization moments. I don't know if this is due to my human design, but it's definitely related. So relationships, I always, not always, at a certain point in my life, I felt like I should have been married. And a certain part of my life, I felt like I should have been in a relationship because I felt like it was time for me to be in a relationship. But uh, a lot of my relationships kept ending in chaos and disorder. So I'm like, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to be a better man, a better husband, a better leader, a better provider. So it pushed me to be a better person, better person, better person. So I kept pushing to be in these relationships, but the relationships will not turn out right. And I would just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to have a family and pushing to be connected with some woman. And I'm like, well, maybe I just need to get better. Maybe I just need to get that better. Maybe I just need to get better. Maybe you just need to be by yourself and continue to develop and grow and let your relationship flow. So it really took me years and years and years to realize like, well, maybe I need to go down a different path. You know what I'm saying? So my personal goals and my personal beliefs told me that I need to be in a relationship and I need to start a family and I need to build an empire. But what the world was telling me was like, nah, this ain't it for you. And when I realized that maybe I need to be by myself and be in solitude and grow within self, I will be a lot happier. Then the shift happened. My level of happiness raised tremendously. And I know as far as a woman goes in my life, that the right one will come at the right time. And at the end of the day, my journey is a self love journey right now and a self discovery journey right now. So focus on self and continue to develop self. And in that journey, I feel like the woman that I want and need will be on that path. So just to give people examples, you guys might be hitting your head on something, and it might not always be these are just the obstacles of what needs to happen for me to grow through this. Sometimes you got to sit back and have that self-realization moment. I know me and you both had those self-realization moments where you just had to be by yourself and really evaluate what the fuck is happening. And the crazy part about it is the answers kind of just come to you. You know what I'm saying? And you had that light bulb go off in the midst of solitude.
I couldn't agree more. To add to that, I would also say, uh, if you don't mind me sharing your profile, uh, you're a five.
Nah, bro. The world don't need to know my profile. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
He's
Let's get
living
into it.
he's living in alignment with his profile. He's living in alignment, which is a
Nah,
very.
Ella, let's get into it. Let's get.
You want to
I
get
would love to
into
hear
it?
more about. Yeah, let's get
Let's
into it.
get into it then. Well, I'm a 5 and 1. He's a 5 and 2. A 5 and 2 is a bit different. They're a heretic hermit. Now, first of all, let me break down these terms. Uh, Heretic. A heretic person is someone who typically has spiritual or personal beliefs that are outside of the norm of society. So very different, very eclectic, very unique. And you do them in a unique type of way that is consistent with who you are as a person. So that's what heresy is, heretic. It's someone who has spiritual or personal beliefs that are very conscious and different from the norms of society. Now, we all know what a hermit is. It's someone who typically tends to stay to themselves and is reclusive. Just as he stated before, his purpose that he thought in his mind was to go out and find a family and build immediately. But when he started living in true alignment, which was to cut people off and be more in solitude like a hermit, he started to find true fulfillment. Another prime example as how following your human design benefits you. Now, when I go back to my earlier statement and I was speaking about you know, 50% of those secret and self-help books are correct, but 50% of it isn't, I would say it's correct in this. Yes, you can manifest. You can manifest whatever you want, but you can't manifest whatever you want. But this is going to clear up all the confusion. You can manifest whatever you want in alignment with your design. So, for example, if I'm a 5 and 1 profile, which is a heretic investigator, a leader, a teacher, transpersonal purpose, all of these great things that comprise me, I can do whatever I want and manifest whatever I want so long as I'm working with other individuals. Those manifest powers cut off as soon as I start working by myself. So I'm in alignment with what my purpose is to be around people, transpersonal, help, problem solve. Oh, I can have a ball and manifest whatever I want. Just like I will continue to go back to that dude who's 5'4" in the league. Once he's a coach, he can be a coach. He can own the team. He can own the league. He can do whatever he wants within his purpose. But me being in solitude or him trying to be the star player and be on that basketball court, it's a no-no. That's where the manifestation ends. So once you find out what your human design is, commit to that it fully, entirely. Obsess over it. Let that really marinate into who you are as a person. Because this is another side note that I'll mention. A lot of the secondary lie that we've been given since we were younger is to pay attention to our mind and not how we feel. But the mind is a lie. I'm gonna tell you that
The
right now.
mind is a lie.
The mind is a lie.
You know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're approaching about the 30-minute mark. What we're gonna do is cut this loose and restart another one and do a part two. But just for the people that's watching, I hope you guys got some value and to do some research behind your human design, or actually just reach out to Don. So Don, let them know your Instagram. So if somebody's watching this and they're looking to learn more about human design, how can they find you?
Yes, sir. Most definitely will let y'all know right now. My Instagram is going to be energized by Don. It is spelled ENERGIZEDBYDON. Energized by Don. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I just want to help provide practical solutions. Like I said, it's in my human design.
And also, if y'all think this is complete bullshit, reach out and let us know. We want all feedback, good and bad. We want to connect and network with everybody. So I'm not going to hold y'all too long. We're going to keep these segments at 30 minutes and under. So we're going to wrap this up and we'll be right back with part two.
Most definitely. Peace and love, y'all.